So me and Ryan get the opportunity to be led by the Holy Spirit all the time, especially leading worship. We obviously have a huge value for preparation. We want to be excellent in what we do. We want to be well practiced, well versed. I mean, like we do, just like preaching, you want to know what you're talking about. You want to have studied and spent the time with the Lord. And we talk a lot about like even picking sets, picking the songs that we're going to lead at church. The Holy Spirit can tell us long before. I think back in the early days, we would wait to the last second because we really wanted to be in tune with the Holy Spirit for that day, and we really wanted to know what's He saying today. And I won't be able to know until the minute before, And that's not how the Holy Spirit works, of course. And we've learned so much, but something that we do get to practice a lot of time with risking and being led by the Holy Spirit in worship is we will have those moments that we've prepared that God will stop in the middle. Yeah. And He'll be like, take a minute, like we were talking about, close your mouth for a minute and wait and listen. As awkward as it can be, as risky as it can feel, I want to do something else that maybe you didn't see on your radar before this. And so we have a lot of different instances of that, but recently we did a little tour, and I had the opportunity to do that, and we were in the middle of a very well-rehearsed set that we had prepared for months before. We had rehearsed with our band, and God told me, it's time for you to risk. So stop this moment right here. Not even wait for the end of the song. Stop this moment and share what I've been doing in you, and be vulnerable and share a little bit of what I've been speaking to you personally, which is very difficult for me. And your fruit is here. The rest of your breakthrough is here in this moment. And so you're going to have to stop and listen and be very uncomfortable and be vulnerable. And so that is something that's been so challenging for me. A lot of the time, the Lord has spoken to me of close your mouth. But when He tells me to open my mouth, oh my gosh, it's a huge stretch. And so I did that in that moment, and I started to share just so raw. I mean, so off the map that it had to be the Holy Spirit. And God just took over and started to use me to share some of the stuff that He's been speaking to me. And I knew it was the Holy Spirit because of how clear it came out. Yeah. Of how presence filled it was. And through that experience, I actually have received messages. This is fairly recent, so I still feel like I'm still seeing some of the fruit from it. But I've received messages from people that would have never been touched in the way that they were touched if I wouldn't have done that in the moment. As big and as risky as that felt, and as out of my control as that felt, as off the map. I totally veered from everything I had prepared that I thought I heard before. Had a moment where God was like, let me lead. I stepped out in that, and I've received messages from people. Some of the stuff that I actually shared in that night was just around, I had struggled previously a lot with anxiety, depression, and I was ashamed. And so it felt really, really vulnerable for me to share. And I was like, I also don't want to just slime people with that. So if this isn't the Holy Spirit, don't let me speak, Lord. And He was like, speak. So I've received messages from people just saying, by me sharing the victory that I got in that area and the vulnerability and stopping that in that moment, like I had a message from a doctor actually that is practicing over thousands. He's overseeing thousands of people, different patients in an area that we were worshiping in, saying, I needed that right that night, and not a minute sooner. I mean, not a minute later would have been. It was just a very tough time for him.
Hi everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload. Thanks for being a part of our Better Together community.